Minecraft is not boring. You are. Let me explain. Minecraft, as we all know, is a huge sandbox which has been popular for a very long time. Over that time, the game has changed, received so many different updates, and it is a completely different game today compared to what it was when it was first released. Now, of course, the game has changed not only with the base game that you get from Mojang, but the game has also morphed in the online and the mod scene of the game. Now, the content on YouTube used to be very different, and obviously, as you are aware, the majority of the gameplay now is hardcore 100-day Let's Plays, and they're very different to what the content was when Minecraft was first released. Everyone's so obsessed with building the biggest thing, completing the game as fast as possible, and that is a huge part of the content that you see. You don't really see much else, unless of course you're in that niche little community. But in the mainstream of things, that's pretty much all you get to see. And while that's all good, it gets a lot of views, it's very attention grabbing, the storytelling in those is amazing, and it does very well for YouTube with the retention. Obviously, the more someone watches a video, the better it does. But if that's the only content you really see, it's kind of hard to understand what you really should be doing in the game. For everyone, it's very different. Some people, it's building an incredible base. Some people enjoy playing on servers with other people, fighting them. Some people enjoy building with other players on servers. There's so many different mod packs and variants of the game that you can add on to make it a completely different game once again. But you still find yourself getting bored, figuring out what you should do next. Now, if that is you, the chances are you're probably not exploring everything the game has to offer. Doing the same thing over and over again can become very daunting, very boring, and very repetitive. After all, the game doesn't have a storyline to follow. It's up to you to decide the story. And because of that, it's very easy to get distracted and fall into the same patterns of thinking. The game becomes very mundane. However, there are things you can do and things you can try to revamp that spark, relight that fire in the game. The game that is enjoyed by millions of people for over a decade and still enjoyed, one of the most popular games ever released. And that is because the possibilities on what you can do, what you can create is virtually endless. There's no limit. You can create whatever you want. There's so many different mods you can add to the game to change how it works. There's so many people you can join, so many different servers that change the game completely. For example, on my server, there's a full RPG aspect with many skills you can level up. There's a whole economy system, and it just changes the game by simply adding extra things to achieve. But of course, my server's not the only one that does that. Every type of server that's out there does something like this, adds additions to the game. If you're bored, maybe try out a different type of server. If you play factions, try out a townie or a survival based server. Maybe do some mini games if you haven't, but if you play mini games, try out survival. There's so many different mod packs and new mod packs coming out all the time that you can also try. The create mod is one example, which adds a huge amount of variety to the game. So many different extra things that are just an addition to the game. So my response to you, if you do find this game boring, or if you're struggling to find things to do, try something completely different from what you normally do. And I know for sure you haven't tried everything because there's so many different things to do. A lot of people just play mini games, they just play survival, they're just building creative, they just play single player. Even just joining a multiplayer server, if you haven't, you've only played single player, is a huge difference. Playing with people makes the game completely different, so much better. If you play with people, it's always going to be better. If you usually just try and beat the game as quickly as you can, maybe try and build something. Go online, YouTube, look at what other people are creating, get some ideas, be creative with it. This game offers endless possibilities, hundreds of hours of fun. There is no real limit to this game. And if you find it boring, it's not because the game is boring, it's because you are. Try something different. Now, thank you very much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I know it's me just rambling. I figured I'd try something a bit different. Everyone just creates these videos which are retention, scripted out storytelling, and I mean, it's fun, and I'm definitely going to be making more videos like that, but I figured I'd like to just get on here and have a chat, and I guess if you're still here, it worked. If you like this type of content, let me know, so I can create more of it, but if it sucks, then also let me know, so I know not to do it again. I guess we'll see very soon if it's even appealing to anyone, but I guess I'll see you guys again soon, hopefully, if you enjoyed it. Anyway, catch you soon. Peace out.